Hi everyone, my name is Chaitni and I am a mindset and nutrition coach. I work with clients to help them cope with stress, depression, or anxiety through healthy habit formation, lifestyle changes, and proper nutrition. Every week, I drop a video related to wellness on YouTube, so if that interests you, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also send out bi-weekly blogs on self-care and self-love reminders. So if you're more of a reader and enjoy those delivered directly to your inbox, then please make sure to sign up. The link for that is in the description. And lastly, you can follow me on Instagram at Imperfect Bodies by C Modi. So this week's topic is seed cycling and how to use it to balance your hormones. So the minute I say the word hormones, all the men tend to check out. So please don't do that. Come back to this video because what I'm about to share could really be life-changing for any woman in your life, you know, whether that's your mom, sister, girlfriend, spouse, or just a friend who is a girl. So this applies to obviously the females out there, but the men, you know, please stick through the entirety of the video. It's not that long. It's just wisdom that you could impart to a loved one. Now, what exactly is seed cycling? It's a natural way of balancing your hormones by using seeds. You use pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, sesame seeds, and sunflower seeds. Again, keyword being natural. The entire process is holistic and it's very natural. The way it works is it helps you balance your estrogen and your progesterone. So if you're experiencing any symptoms, you know, to do with your period, if you experience hair loss, if there's fatigue, if there's PMS, if there's PMDD, PCOS, you're having fertility issues, you have missed periods, irregular periods, you know, the whole spectrum, whatever it is, you can actually consider trying seed cycling. It is not a magic quotient to everything. It is you know, it's not a one and done deal. There are other things you need to do along with it. You need to make some lifestyle changes. You need to make changes to your diet. Make sure that, you know, you have enough movement in your day and make sure you're getting enough sleep. However, it is a solution. It is something that you can add on to some of these other changes that you're making or some of these other changes you may have already made, because it can really help with those symptoms that I described earlier, and it can help you get your period back on track as well. With any kind of change, you know, make sure you consult a specialist or a physician before you decide to make any drastic changes. But with that said, let me get into the process of seed cycling, what you need to do to incorporate that, and just, you know, some other tips to make sure that you're doing it right and you're doing it well. So the way it works is the first half of your cycle, which is from the day you start bleeding, which is your menstruation, up until ovulation, which is typically 14 days, is when you're going to take pumpkin seeds as well as flax seeds. You're going to take 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground pumpkin seeds and ground flax seeds. You're going to do that daily for those first 14 days. So typically that covers menstruation as well as the follicular phase, which is the phase right before ovulation. But just to simplify things, just remember it's the first 14 days and that pretty much should be your menstruation follicular phase leading up to ovulation, so those days between menstruation and ovulation. Now for the second half, which is ovulation to the end of the luteal phase or the beginning of menstruation, because it's the second half, over those 14 days, you are going to switch to 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. Again, the preference is to go with ground seeds, but if that's not available, you do what is easy for you. But if you are able to grind them or, you know, purchase them ground, then that's really the way you want to go. So remember, first 14 days, it's pumpkin and flax, and then second 14 days, it's sunflower and sesame. The next thing to keep in mind is, what if you don't have a 28-day cycle, which many of us don't, and that's okay. In that case, just split it up into 14 days and 14 days. So from day 1 to day 14, you're going to take pumpkin seeds and flax seeds, and then day 15 to the next 14 days, you are going to take sesame seeds and sunflower seeds. So that's one way to do it. Now, what if you're experiencing irregular periods or missed periods? You know, then when do you start? When do you end? Also, again, fairly common. What you can do is actually follow the moon cycle. So what you can do is Just follow new moon to full moon is going to be your pumpkin seeds and flax seeds. And then full moon, again, back to new moon, is going to be your sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. This is not ideal. You really want to get into the habit of tracking your cycle. So even if that means just bleeding for a day, or if that means spotting or experiencing certain symptoms, like tenderness, fatigue, bloating, whatever it is, you want to start tracking that. You need to log it to really understand what your hormones are trying to tell you and what your cycle is trying to tell you. But initially, as you're starting off, if you need a point of reference, you can always use the moon cycle, which is again new moon to full moon and then full moon to new moon. And that's how you can break down the 14 days each, and that's how you can break down which seeds to take when. So that is also an option. And like I said, the last suggestion is, track your progress as well. If you are getting your period regularly, even if you're not and you've started with seed cycling, start to notice what it's doing to your body. What kind of effect does it have on your hunger hormones? What is it doing to your sleep? What is it doing to your moods? How is it making you feel physically? Are you experiencing some of the same symptoms that you experienced pre-seed cycling, and what has changed post-seed cycling? Like I said, remember, be patient. It can take up to a little bit more than 3 months for you to really start to see the effects. But the nice thing is it's a natural process. You're not putting anything terribly out of sync. And it's just a great way to try and balance your hormones to really subside some of those symptoms that we talked about earlier in the video. Regardless of what happens, make sure you're tracking not just your progress, but also your cycle. That is really key in understanding your body and what it's trying to tell you. Something else to keep in mind is, with the ground seeds, you're probably wondering, okay, do I just have the seeds and then drink water to just wash that down? But no, you can get creative. You can, put it into your smoothies. You can put it into, on top of your salads. You could put it in a smoothie bowl. You can put it, on top of a fruit bowl. You can even put it in oatmeal, whatever floats your boat. But you can get creative. Again, a lot of it won't have a very strong taste to it, but there's no harm in adding it to, to your smoothie or to your protein shake. You can, like I said, add it to your salads. You can just, put it as garnishing on something. So just keep that in mind. It's not something that you just need to have and then, have a drink of water on top of it. You can incorporate it into your regular meals and your regular foods. And it's only 1 to 2 tablespoons, so it's not that much. And like I said, the preference is to go for the ground seeds versus the whole seeds or in any other form. So hopefully that explains seed cycling. It's a very simple process. As you can tell, you're really splitting everything into 14 days, first half, second half, and the first half is dedicated to pumpkin and flax seeds, and the second half is dedicated to sunflower and sesame seeds. So good luck with this. I hope it goes well. Please let me know your thoughts on seed cycling if you've tried it or if you're interested in trying it. And as always, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your time, and I will catch you here next week. In the meantime, take good care of yourself and have a great week.